Put on some more flattering light. That's better. Welcome to Prelude to Ulysses. Shit! That's better. You can't see my hair. This is Alex Reads Littler Things. Oh man, this is gonna be good. We're gonna be reading out of You Better Be Late, You Better Be Late, You Better Be Late by Andrea Gerfer. I didn't like the last one. It just wasn't for me. Alright. Oh, fuck. Okay. We're going to be reading Homesick. A Plea for Our Planet. We're just going to write Homesick. Can you read up that far? By Andrea Gibson. Can you read that? Homesick Gibson. Okay. Well, the coffee scene's over. Let's get back to my awesome haircut. I'll read it in a second. Just relax. Perfect. Homesick. A Plea for Our Planet. In the 5th grade, I won the science fair with a project on climate change that featured a papier-mâché ozone layer with a giant hole through which a papier-mâché sun burned the skin of a Barbie in a bikini on a lawn chair. Glaciers melting like the ice cubes in her lemonade. It was 1987 in a town that could have invented red hats. But the school principal gave me a gold ribbon and not a single bit of attitude about my radical political stance, because neither he nor I knew it was political. Science had not yet been fully framed as a leftist propaganda. The president did not have a Twitter feed starving the world of facts. I spent that summer as I had every summer before, racing through the forest behind my house, down the path my father called the Old Logging Road, to a meadow thick with raspberry bushes, whose thorns were my very first heroes because they did nothing with their life but protect. That was sweet. Sundays I went to church but struggled to call it prayer if it didn't have grass stains on my knee. Couldn't call it truth if it didn't come with a dare to crawl into the cave by the creek and stay there. If it didn't come with a dare to crawl into the cave by the creek and stay there. Until someone counted all the way to 100. I thought 100 was the biggest number there was. My mother absolutely blew my mind the day she said 101. 100 and what? Billionaires never grow out of doing that same math with years. Can't conceive of counting past their own lifespans. Believe the world ends the day they do. Why are the keys to our future in the hands of those who have the longest commutes from their heads to their hearts. Whose greed is the smog that keeps us from seeing our own nature and the sweetness we are here to protect. Do you know sometimes when gathering nectar, bees fall asleep in the flowers? Do you know that fish are so sensitive, snowflakes sound like fireworks when they land on the water? Did you know that sea otters hold hands so when they sleep they don't drift apart? Do you know that whales will follow their injured friends to shore, often taking their own lives, so as not to let a loved one be alone when he dies? They're probably trying to save him. None of that is poetry, it's just the earth being who she is, in spite of us stamping barcodes on the sea, in spite of us acting like Edison invented daylight. Dawn presses her blushing face to my window, asks me if I know the records in my record collection, asks me if I know the records inside my record collection look like the insides of trees. I didn't say that right, but that's all right. Yes, I say, there is nothing you have ever grown that isn't music. You are the bamboo and Coltrane saxophone reed, the mulberries that feed the silkworms that made the slippers for the ballet, the pine that built the loom that wove the hemp for Frida Kahlo's canvas, the rose that dyed her paint, hoping her brush could bleed for her body. Who, more than the earth, has bled for us? How do we not mold our hearts after the first spruce tree who raised her hand and begged to be cut into piano keys so the elephants could keep their tusks? The earth is the right side of history. It's the canyon my friends ran to when no one else. Is the canyon my friend ran to when no one else would echo his chosen name back to him. Is the wind that wailed through 1956 Alabama until the poplar trees carved themselves into Dr. King's pulpit. Is the volcano that pours the mercury into the thermostats held under our tongues. The earth takes our temperature, tells us when we are too hot, even after we've spent decades denying her fever. Our hands held to burning foreheads, we insist she is fine, while wildfires turn redwoods to toothpicks, readying the teeth of our apocalypse. She sends smoke signals all the way from California to New York City. Ash falls from the sky. Do you know the mountains of California used to look like they'd been set on fire because they were covered in monarch butterflies? Do you know that monarch butterflies migrate 3,000 miles using only the fuel they stored as caterpillars in the cocoon? It's neat. We need so much less than we take. We owe so much more than we give. Squirrels plant thousands of trees every year just from forgetting where they left their acorns. Squirrels plant thousands of trees every year just from forgetting where they left their acorns. I can relate. I mean, not to doing good things, but squirrel brain, I get it for sure. If we aim to be just as half as good as one of the Earth's mistakes, we could turn so much around. Our living would be seed, the future would have roots. We would cast nothing from the garden of itself, and we would make the thorns proud. See, now we're getting back to stuff I love. That was phenomenal. I mean, it's super depressing, and I never want to read it again. But it speaks to, I don't know, a reality I think of frequently, I guess. The apathy of man can be startling. Yeah, sure, I'll play a song. I wrote it about this. It's called Save the Earth, you fucking bitches. Hi, Lotus. Hey. Oh, yeah. Hi, girl. Yeah, you're so beautiful. You're so pretty. It's okay. Should I play with the pick? Maybe I... well... It's a real downer. Hi, I'm the bassist from a 90s Scooby-Doo cartoon. Yeah, I don't even know where the circus clown went. Thank you. Thank you for letting me audition. It's great. Loved it. I mean, it's worthless, sort of, to just sit around bitching about how no one cares. But I can relate. Oh, sorry. This is where my natural hair fold starts. And then it goes back this way. Perfect. I guess what strikes me most is the beginning, when she's like talking about climate change in like science class, and it was like just a thing. And I remember that. And that was a decade after her. So weird. Like, we had gay people at school, and no one gave a fuck. There's one gay kid that got picked on. He's a dick. And like, it was just a normal thing. I don't know what the fuck's going on with people. I mean, I'm sure they dealt with much worse things than I know of. Maybe I'm really misunderstanding the situation. Maybe it wasn't as easy. Maybe we weren't all as accepting or whatever. I don't understand. this one guy got indicted. I guess a lot of people like him. I don't know why, but he's a douchebag. I'm just saying that so I remember what date I did this. I got nothing else to say, but I still want to keep talking. I don't have a lot of hobbies. What would you do to save the world? I wish I had a job that was like even remotely helpful. I basically feel like I work for a super polluter. I do. I don't do anything good. How to be good? Kind of makes me think of Chidi Anagonia. Is there a way to be good? It doesn't feel like it. Like actually good, to be doing things that are good for the planet. I'm not talking about preventative measures, working for the EPA, stopping polluters. I'm talking about just like, how do you do something that's not harmful? I guarantee you, put out worse shit every single day. Drive to work for a place that for sure pollutes a fuckload every day. The things I produce are not, I mean, some things are good for the planet, but, I mean, not the planet, but people. I don't know. What do? I was a wildlife rehabilitator. I was trying to go to school to do that, but I can't do basic math because I'm a fucking idiot. I literally can't do basic math. So I can never pass the math class that you need, the simplest math class to continue on to do anything else in life. You can't. Oh, maybe there is. I'm also really bad at researching things. You just need a haircut, dude. This looks like shit. All this looks weird. And the problem was solved.